Hello, in this video I'm going to share with you some powerful tips on using Flipgrid. This is Rania Badr, English lead teacher and trainer. Today we're going to explore how to create a grid, add topics to it, and share it with students. Join me on Flipgrid by logging in with your Gmail account or your Microsoft account. Once you log in as an educator, you'll be able to watch and see the grids that you have already created, as we will see in seconds. So here is my platform where my grids appear for me. Now, there are a lot of other tabs, but we're going to focus today on my grids. Let's see how to create a new grid by clicking on Add New Grid. You'll have this window opened, and I want to create a grid to meet my students in the beginning of the year, so let's meet. Then you're going to choose the type of the grid that you want. School email will allow only students with the extension email that you will provide to enter. Student ID, you will have to provide them with the database for the students and their emails. Then educator learning community will make it open for the public. So I'm going to share school email, and then I want to personalize the default code by saying let's meet. Okay, so this is not available. Give it another extension. Now it's time to share what type of email will students use to log. If I say Gmail, so at gmail.com, and I want to also allow them to be using their MOE account. Now every time you want to add another email, just press enter. Next, and here your code is ready to be shared. But of course, before sharing, let's go and see what type of activity we're going to add here. Okay, so here are my topics. By default, you will always have the Say Hello in Flipgrid topic as the first topic on a grid. Of course, you can delete it or you can keep it as you wish. Now, if we want to add topics, and for every grid you can add as many topics as you want, just press Add New Topic and start adding what you want your students to do. So we'll say introduce yourself. And I want them to introduce themselves by introducing their name, grade, school, and something that they want the people to know about their personality. So I would put it here as the stimulus or the instruction for the activity. Now, some of the features that as teachers we can control is the recording time ranging from 15 seconds until 10 minutes. We'll choose 30 seconds, so students will only be allowed to submit a video of 30 seconds or less, but not more. And then the other feature is very interesting, is video moderation. Now, whether you want to view the video before it is published, or you will keep it rolling up without you moderating it. Now, let's say we want a safer cyber community, so I would rather have it moderated until I'm trusting my students that they are doing the right thing. So I'll keep it moderated, and it will not take a lot of time. You'll just view the video and click on publish or submit. Fine. Now, to add focus to your video, and this is very important because it will personalize the grid and it will give emphasis on what's important for your students. You can record a video explaining for them or modeling for it what is expected from them. You can upload a video from YouTube, upload an image, and all the other options are there, Kahoot, whatever you want as supplementary focus for your students to help them do their job. Okay, let's go on, create topic, and our topic is created with the basic information. You have your code generated, copy it and paste it anywhere, start the Vibe and start receiving responses from your class. You can also download the QR code and share it whenever you want. Of course, being a Microsoft app, it is compatible with Teams, so if you're using Teams, it will be easy for your students to access it from there. All set, you're ready to go. So here is how our topic is. Of course, you can make it richer by adding the focus, by creating more resources for your students. If you want to go and edit it later, so you can just go and edit. Now let's look at the extra features that we have. Now, in the beginning, we did only the basic ones. So you can give a topic tip. So speak fluently. And in full sentences. That will be my topic tip for my students. And then the topic attachments. Link must be valid URL. If you're adding another attachment for your students, okay, you want to add the PowerPoint for them, you want to add any other video or any other resource to help them, whether it's a big research or it's a project, then you can add it here and add a title for it. Add a status, and here you can make it active if you want it created right away and you're going to start the Vibe, or freeze it for some time, or maybe hide it all in all. Now, with the launch and freeze dates, freezing will make it available, but students will not be able to respond. So if you press a date, a specific date for the end date as the deadline, students will still access the interactions of their colleagues, but will not be able to add their own interaction. Okay, so here comes the video features. Will you allow students to take selfies and videos, selfies only, videos only, or none? I would say I'll keep it selfies and videos, because the best thing about Flipgrid is that it is fun. It resembles the Snapchat camera and the apps that the students love to use. So why not use it under the control of the teacher in a moderated way? Of course, they can add a video title, view count, how many students viewed there or how many viewers viewed their responses. If you're worried about anything here, you might want to unclick it, add sticky notes, allow them to edit, attach a link. So if they're creating a PowerPoint or creating a sway, they can attach here. And then these are very good options if you want feedback from the others, like peer feedback or peer evaluation. You can keep the likes open and keep student-to-student replies open so students can give feedback to each other. Well, here comes the most important part for me as a teacher. I want something that will enable me to give feedback in an easy way for my students. Now, you can use the basic feedback, which are by default ideas and performance, and you will only click on the mark out of 5 or out of 10 that you want to give to the students, and here you go. This is by default. Or you're going to customize your feedback. Now, the custom feedback, of course, I prefer it, because the more specific we are in the success criteria, if we're doing a big project, the better for the students to know what is expected from them. So, and here is something that is very interesting. Once you create a grid, any of the grids that you have created, and you added a rubric to it, for example, I've already created one and I've added the content. All ideas are relevant to topic is my criteria, for example. Minimum is 0 and the maximum mark is 5. And then this is one of the criteria I've already added in a different grid. It is by default appearing here, and all the spelling and vocabulary as well. So here it's very time saving, where you only click the ones, you can edit them, you can add to them, and of course, if you are consistent with the criteria with the students, it's better along the term at least. So add criteria and add a new one if you want. Make it simple or make it specific and details, it's up to you. Then you can save changes to my default settings. So every time you are going to create a new grid or a new topic, the main settings that you have already chosen will be highlighted and clicked. So this is good for further use as well. Then update the topic, and here is the topic. So hope this was helpful for you. This is how to create a grid, add topics to them. Remember that for every grid, you can add multiple topics and treat your grid as the main theme. Then the topics will be the details later on. Share your grid with the students by copying the link and pasting it on any social media account or app. Thank you, and see you in another tip.